RedotPay has added Sui and USDC-Sui, putting Sui assets inside a real merchant payment network. The Sui Payments story matters because it moves the chain from app activity into everyday spending rails. Users in more than 100 countries can now spend and send Sui-native assets through RedotPay, with access to over 130 million merchants worldwide. That does not mean every merchant is thinking about Sui. It means the payment platform can convert the user's digital asset into a format the merchant can accept. That is the difference between chain visibility and payment utility. The chain can be invisible to the merchant while still doing the settlement work behind the user's app experience. The important asset detail is native USDC on Sui. Native means the stablecoin is issued on that chain instead of being a wrapped copy bridged from somewhere else. That can reduce extra bridge steps and make settlement simpler for the platform. RedotPay already supports a broad set of assets, including BTC, ETH, SOL, TRX, USDC, USDT, XRP, and others. Adding Sui and USDC-Sui gives users another route for payments, swaps, and transfers inside the multi-currency wallet. The strongest use case is not only paying for coffee. RedotPay's Send Crypto Receive Local Currency feature lets a sender use Sui or USDC-Sui while the recipient receives local fiat. That is a practical cross-border payments use case because it hides the blockchain from the receiving side. The payer can use the digital asset, and the recipient does not need to manage a wallet, a token symbol, or a chain. Sui payments become more useful if they reduce friction for both ends of the transfer. This is where stablecoins can be more useful than volatile assets. A recipient who wants rent money, supplier payment, or daily spending power usually wants local currency certainty, not token exposure. RedotPay's scale gives the integration a real distribution test. The platform processes more than $10 billion in annualized payment volume as of November 2025, and its card works with Apple Pay and Google Pay. Those connections matter because payments win when they fit into existing habits. Users do not want to learn a new checkout ritual. They want the asset to move, convert, and settle without forcing the merchant or recipient to understand the chain underneath. The existing card integrations reduce behavioral friction. If the payment feels like a normal tap or app transfer, users do not have to become blockchain experts to create volume. Sui's infrastructure pitch is speed, low cost, and digital assets that move as easily as a message. That pitch is useful only if it survives normal payment pressure. Small purchases, travel, online shopping, remittances, and currency conversion. The open question is whether Sui and USDC-Sui produce measurable activity on RedotPay beyond the first announcement cycle. A payment integration can look large because of merchant reach, but real adoption appears when users repeat the behavior without being pushed by promotion. That is the practical adoption test. A payment rail is only valuable if it works during ordinary transactions, not only during promotional launch traffic. The practical takeaway is that RedotPay gives Sui a direct route into card payments and global payouts, but the proof is usage. For users, the benefit is simpler spending and local currency receipt. For Sui, the benefit is a real-world on-ramp that could show whether its network design fits payments. The next Sui payment signal is recurring transaction activity across Sui and USDC-Sui, especially where senders use crypto and recipients simply receive usable local money.